Welcome, everyone. It's Friday, 1 o'clock, Swiss time. Today, we are going to look into the last theme, or probably not the last, but the final theme of March related to want ideas, don't ever say this. And how can leaders fuel ideas or put the flame down? Today, what we're going to cover is really looking into the brain science of doubt versus ideas. How do leaders help set up the ideas and the brain into a place where it's receptive for ideas? And also, we look into the how do we shift from defending to discovering and creating an environment that really promotes discovery rather than defensiveness towards ideas. And then we look at what leaders shouldn't say, or more even what they should be aware of when whatever they say. And last one, I have created for you a little acronym to help you keep in the mindset of staying in the discovery mode whenever you get approached by somebody about an idea. Let's move ahead. Shortly about me, for those who see me for the first time, I am Zora. 20 years in HR, 9 of them at Apple and other companies as well, Ericsson, Deloitte, etc. I'm a licensed psychologist, so whatever I share comes from an evidence-based method, and I also talk a lot about neuroscience. So that's also what we're going to look into today. I am also an executive developer and culture builder, and but that's about me. You didn't come here to listen about me. You came to hear about how to spark and enable ideas. So let's give it a go. So let's dive first into the brain science bit. Those of you who have already before seen me talk through these sessions know that I talk a lot about the limbic system, which is our emotional brain. It's the part from the times of dinosaurs and cavemen that's still there, and which has kept us alive all through all these years. And then I talk about the neocortex, the thinking brain, the creative brain, the problem-solving brain. These are really important for every leader to know, regardless of whether you're working finance, marketing, legal, R&D. You have people who have these incredible machines in their heads. And this is how it links to your ability to spark ideas or shut them down. So, doubt versus ideas. Our limbic system, so the emotional brain, is there and fuels for us very quickly a sense of doubt. It's an alarm system. It's based on the caveman times when we needed to keep ourselves alive and living and fear of any danger. So the limbic system, its core role is to make us question, is this safe? Is it gonna work? So it will fuel, in case we have an idea that we would like to share with our leader or someone, it will first fuel us with doubt. It will ask us or make us question, it's not good enough. Maybe I need to work another 20 days on it before I share it. Or I look stupid, or they will hate it, or perhaps it's too risky. So better shut up. Better, you know what? It's not good enough. Let me just kind of like move on. Our limbic system and our brain is actually very, very lazy. So it's geared to just maintain the status quo because the status quo currently keeps us safe. Any change in its mind creates danger. So presenting an idea to a leader or in a team meeting, represents the tiger around the cave in the old times. So that is creating a threat for the individual, and the brain is basically creating a reaction of doubt and saying, you know what, better not. Better just pack that unicorn nicely into your back pocket so that when you are 80, you can really regret because someone else just totally rode that unicorn, and you didn't have any slice of that. Then the ideas. There's a part of the brain, which is the neocortex, which is the more logical problem solving thinking brain. And that's where the creative ideas are. Also, when we are kind of in a daydreaming state, in a relaxed state, that part helps to light up some of those more deep ideas and breakthrough ideas that are there but haven't yet surfaced because our minds have been just so busy doing all the things that is on our to-do list. And the neocortex is going to ask us questions or make us say the following, kind of like it's a raw idea, but not a museum. Instead of saying it's not good enough, the neocortex will justify to you, well, you know what? It's a raw idea. Let's just share it. I'm safe to share ideas instead of I look stupid. So it feels there's level of psychological safety as well involved, and a sense of safety when the neocortex is active and able to work. The neocortex will also say that they will be curious. Trust. They will be curious. They are not going to shut it down like a pigeon from the sky. They are going to be curious and ask questions. And the neocortex will be dreaming as well and thinking big. Limbic brain does not think big. Limbic brain thinks small and now, whereas neocortex helps us to dream big and see to the future and imagine the future. So maybe it's a unicorn, so I better speak up and fast. So if you truly want to start to help shift your team's brains into a place where they come from a place of neocortex, so those statements on the right hand side, then you'll need to remember, and those who have watched my sessions before, as long as the limbic brain is on and active and in the alert mode and the doubts are running, there's the neocortex shuts down. You are not able to run the show. The two shows cannot run on the same time. Because when you were a caveman, the limbic system took charge, overrides the system when there's a danger. So as a leaders, we need to know that sharing an idea, speaking up, is an act of courage. And it's an act of overcoming the sense of fear that our brains and body signal to us beforehand. Now, how do we do that? Let's have a look at that. And if you do have any questions, feel free to drop me a message. Let's look at how do we move from the defensive mode, the doubtful mode, and help our team's brains go more into an exploring mode and almost dreaming mode. And this is where we still stick to the brain. So we know that the limbic brain activates the emotional side, the deflect and defend. So when we are operating from a place of doubt, as leaders and as employees, it activates our emotional brain. When we are operating from a place of trust and ideas, it activates the thinking and creative brain. We are disarming and discovering things. All right. So let's start from the deflect. And I think we've all been there. Me too. I've done these mistakes, so I also know what I'm talking here. So very easy to signal to the brain is basically the part of it's too risky. There's a danger. Don't go there. It's a very clear signal when a leader deflects an idea, I mean, it's a very clear signal to the brain, this is risky, don't go there, this is dangerous, don't push forward. So the way that you can express deflection, there are many ways, but here are just a few, is basically, we've tried that. You know, don't go there. It didn't work the million times we tried before. It doesn't work for sure this time either. Whatever new ideas you might have or new kind of take on it, yeah, not gonna work. The other one is let's stay realistic. And this has also a level of not only it's dangerous, but it's embarrassing, because let's stay realistic means you are not being realistic. You are not seeing this in the right way. So no longer is this dangerous, but also it is a bit embarrassing and almost shaming. And it triggers not only the fear, but also the kind of shame in us. And the last one, and like I said, there are many, I've just captured here a few. A last one is that's not how we do things here. Kind of like, you know what, there's no way that we will break any rules or rethink the ways of working. Don't even bother to propose. So that's deflection. Then you have another one, defend. Interesting, but, or yes, but. And then you go into that but war. We've been in those tables and meetings when the yes buts are running the show. Again, that signals to the individual, okay, this is not safe. There is a but, and the but came. Perhaps we didn't even manage to explain our whole idea, and the yes but already came. So better just, you know what, people, put your head down and pretend, and it was just a moment of craziness. So when a leader reacts in a more kind of defending way and also asking about data, but where's the data that supports this? Almost like, where's the proof? Before even, well, if it's just a raw idea, like we said, it's a raw idea, not a museum. And when a leader responds with but where's the proof? That is definitely gonna put a lot of pressure into the system, into our limbic brain, to say, well, where did we actually get these numbers? I used to work with a leader who would shoot down a lot of great ideas and thoughts by always questioning the data, the validity of the data, or was it last quarter or this quarter or where? And that you could see how the whole team just went quiet. And in between, yeah, there wasn't not much ideas anymore coming up, because people felt like, whoo, to be able to come up with an idea, I need to kind of cook this meat dry and overdone before I even come here. So the deflective and defensive responses in a leader trigger the emotional brain. And in a way, game over. If you do not understand, and that's the part of the impact, you'll need to understand what the impact of those words are. Often these are said in the very most easiest and not bad willing way, but they activate a stress response and defensive response in the person, and they shut down ideas. They shut down that idea and any future ideas as well. But if you are able to move more into the disarming and discovery mode, and help to calm down the emotional brain. You hold yourself from deflecting, giving deflective responses. You hold yourself from giving defensive responses. And you remember, you know what? There might be unicorn. It's not, maybe not this one, but one day, if we create a culture where people come up with even half-cooked ideas, or even just kind of first raw insights or patterns they see, then we may one day come into a unicorn that comes out of it. And that's the culture you build. So disarm and discover. So disarming is really putting people at ease, especially if you've had a bad habit of deflecting or defending. So first thing, don't try to discover directly, but try to get into a place of disarming and say, okay, you know what? Assume a blank slate. Walk me through it. Tell me the new take you have on this. If they know that previously perhaps the previous attempts on this idea haven't succeeded. So put them at ease, disarm them, make it easy, make the idea breathe. Because in the left-hand side, the idea is only inhaling and holding back. On the right-hand side, let the idea start to breathe in and out very, very calmly. And then disarming can be also when you say, what patterns are you seeing? I don't need data. You know what? Just whatever it is, doesn't need to be precise and clear, but tell me, what patterns are you seeing? So you invite them into a safe environment where they can explain and get excited about their idea. And you can ask them, what's exciting about this? And what made you come up with the idea? And then moving further is then the discovery mode. In terms of, okay, great, let's explore it before we shape it. As a leader, you probably can start to see, hey, you know what? This is perhaps going into a great direction, but instead of moving into the place where you feel the urge to shape it and cut it and nip and tuck it, still you just move and hold yourself back and say, let's still explore it before we start shaping it. Or let's test it with others and hear what they say. Let's see how others are reacting to this idea, and what kind of perspectives you get from them. Kind of you open up the audience rather than you use your veto and you say, well, this is not going to work. So you discover, you help to create a place where it's safe to discover. Hope this helps to understand kind of like how you shift from deflecting to defending, to disarming to discovering. And you enable the right part of the brain that is in charge of creativity, ideation, thinking big, dreaming big, seeing the future and imagining the future, to activate. I have a question. Let me quickly take that question. Imagine you're leading a team meeting to brainstorm new ways to improve employee engagement. One of your colleagues shares an unconventional idea. Another team member frowns and says, we tried that before and it didn't work. As the leader, how do you respond to keep the creative energy alive and ensure everyone feels safe to contribute bold ideas? Love that. Thank you, Katarina. Fantastic question. The explore mindset, the O in there, is going to answer this question. Please ping me when we are going that through in a moment, because the O is exactly about this. Love it. Thank you for the question. Thank you so much. It seems this is resonating with you as well. So let's move forward. What leaders shouldn't say, because I've often been asked, so what should I say or what shouldn't I say? And I often say, you know what? It's not so much what you say, what exact words you use, But the more the impact you create, I mean, high impact leaders, and this is why I often talk more about high impact than high performance, because high performance leaders might be exactly those who are killing a lot of great unicorns even today. High impact leaders understand the impact they create also under pressure. So if you are, I've just put few on the left hand side here as examples. They are not the worst ones, but it's more the impact that I'm trying to help you understand here. So here, for example, we've already tried that. The intent of the leader might be saying, well, I'm just sharing your facts. Very genuinely, there's nothing bad about that. But the so from the intent to the impact is, the employee might be thinking, I knew this was a stupid idea. Or I'll just, you know what, better not bring this up again. Or let's be realistic. And the leader might be saying, but I'm just sharing a concern. This is not realistic. And at the same time, the employee, the impact in the employee, their kind of limbic system goes, I just made a fool out of myself. Let's not ever do that again. Or where is the data? That's again, some of the leaders that I work with said, but I just wanted to know what's so bad about it. And that's also the kind of embarrassment, or it triggers an impact of maybe embarrassment or unpreparedness. And the person might be then go and say, you know what, better, I knew this was a stupid idea. It's not even cooked yet. It's not even in the kitchen yet. So I just thought of saying, but obviously not, never do that again. So what I'm trying to say with this is, it's more the impact that matters. You could say all of these in the sweetest words and the sweetest ways and tones, but the impact does matter. If you ask me, so what is the worst way to what's the one thing that leaders shouldn't say if they want some ideas? Well, there's my favorite as well, and my favorite definitely is that the leader themselves tells the idea. Instead of asking, what do you think? The leader goes, well, here's what I think. I have an idea. And that shuts down everybody. And everybody learns that, you know what, let's just wait another 10 seconds and the leader will come up with their idea. And we don't need to do the work or the thinking here. The leader already has made their mind up. So that's maybe my personal favorite. But I think if leaders don't know what the impact of their words are, doesn't really matter what they say, because they are creating potentially damage on those ideas and unicorns unintentionally. So therefore, go beyond your words, go beyond the intent, the noble intent you may have had, and just ask, how did that make you feel afterwards? Or you can say after a meeting, or in that meeting, if you catch yourself saying one of the defend or deflect, you can then say, oops, hold on. How did that just make you feel? That's brave. I'll give you kudos if you dare to hold yourself, stop yourself in that moment and hold yourself accountable. From LinkedIn, your communication style speaks volumes, and becoming aware of that is game changer in leadership. Yes. And the only way is to gauge the impact, not over-explain your intent, and but really gauge the impact your words are having. Right. Let's go into looking at the explore mindset, where Katarina will get the answer to the last to the question around what happens in a team meeting. And before we go there, we are shifting gears. Next month is gonna be about team, and we are gonna look into how to create super high impact teams. and what are the different parts of it. So mostly they will come into YouTube. So what I will do is I will schedule them. So please go subscribe to my YouTube channel there, and you will see what's going to come next. Eventually, they will also pop up in LinkedIn, but a bit later, and they will also be at the level up after I manage to get them up there. And also on YouTube, you can watch all my replays. And if you want these keynotes, I always upload on the lounge for free. They are yours. Feel free to use them if you find them helpful for you and your teams. So, explore how to keep your mindset open. And those who work with me know I like acronyms, and this is one of them. Explore, express, and excite. Now, there's nothing worse than a leader who receives an idea with a grumpy face and closed arms, and clearly is not even physically or visually excited about it. The courage that it takes from somebody to share an idea, it's so massive. They've been able to overcome their limbic brain. And if a leader is not meeting that with some excitement and expressing like, hey, okay, great, let's hear this. That's going to shut people down. So express let them express themselves and be also excited. Express also yourself how happy you are that they've come to you with an idea. Let them speak without editing. Say it messy, say it real, but just say it as it says there. And probe them. What's getting you excited about it? What's making you energetic about it? Because that's also signaling your brain that okay, it's safe. It starts to create a good feeling and calming feeling on the emotional brain when it's feeling that the leader recognizes that this is exciting, this is something positive. And mirror the spark emotion. So if you are slouched and your body language screams, I don't care, they will not care for a long time to drive that idea either as well, nor to come back with another. The second one, is the play with it. So toss the idea around, be a bit playful. You know what? If it's all serious, no unicorns. If you know what are the most recent technological or other unicorns, I just recently posted about founders who have created some of these unicorns, and they had to have the playfulness about it. It's so easy to shut an idea down with seriousity and questions, instead of play around it and say, hey, let's dream about it. What if this works? Instead of, will it work? And add tension, maybe flip it around, stretch it, dream it, play with it. And play before proof. Don't ask for the data, please don't. Last one. Second last one. This is, Katarina, for you. Pause the room and let the system breathe. Observe what people are saying and also how they are reacting. And ask, what are we feeling about it? What do we feel about this? And track what's being said and what's being not said. And own and course correct the response. If somebody then throws a dagger and starts belittling it, it's your responsibility as a leader to course correct. If you sit there in silence, it means it means that you are going into the defend and deflect, or you are allowing the brains revert back to the defend and deflect mode where you don't want them to be. So if somebody throws in a dagger and belittles or makes a judgmentary, defensive or deflective comment, course correct it and say, hey, let's disarm and discover this first. And then last one is recognize. Recognize the courage, not only the idea, but the act of sharing the idea. It took a lot of courage, biological bypassing of a massive Neanderthal monument that's in our brain. It took a lot of courage to come up and share that idea. So recognize it and name the risks maybe that they took to speak up as well. And as you do that, the recognition you are giving is not only making it for the people who shared the idea, make it feel like this is safe, but everybody watching will think, okay, well, if they were able to, I can too. So do also restate your openness for more, because that is, don't take it for granted that the teams know that you really want to shift more into the discovery mode, but restate and say, I love this. Let's bring in all ideas, cooked or uncooked. Just let's explore and play with them as part of our team culture, for example. So that's my little tool mindset for you, that you can give it a try. Where will you find this? As said, in my lounge. Feel free to join it. It's for free. And if you want, also subscribe to my YouTube channel. There are some shorts as well there that might be useful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to pop into the chat. I will then still go and answer them. Otherwise, I thank you for this wonderful Friday, last Friday of March, and hope to see you next week again. Bye for now.